Example of it. Our low-tech studio here, I'm going to shuffle out of the way and let Kat start on.
Thank you, Marty. Again, my name is Kat Fulton, and I'm the founder and director of an organization called Sound Health Music, and I'm a board-certified music therapist. You can find more information online at rhythmforgood.com, and you can read different articles, different blog posts actually that I write, and you can see some videos there as well. What is music therapy? Music therapy is the use of music for therapeutic objectives or to meet other needs. For instance, we may address physical, emotional, cognitive, spiritual, or social needs depending on what the needs of the individual are. So we work with older adults, but we also work in psych settings or behavioral health, educational settings, children with special needs, Alzheimer's, dementia, medical settings. And music therapy has been around since the 1940s, actually, when war veterans would come back with shell shock syndrome, and then musicians would go to the hospitals to see these patients. And the psychologists and the medical doctors actually found that it was really effective to interact with these patients through music. So now we have a profession and a degree. In order to become a music therapist, you must go through a standard curriculum and achieve a bachelor's or master's or PhD. Then you go to an internship, which is approved by our national association, and following successful completion of the internship, you are eligible to sit for the board examination and become board certified. So that is music therapy in a nutshell, and I'm going to go over some examples of not only how music therapists interact and music therapists work with patients and individuals, but also how you as a caregiver can interact with your loved one or the person you're caring for. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is some musical instruments that we have with us wherever we go. And these are musical instruments that are attached to our bodies. We have our voice, we have our hands for clapping, our fingers for snapping, our toes for tapping, and these follow us wherever we go. So this is the easiest way to make music. No additional tools necessary. And what I'll start with is talking about perhaps a loved one or someone you're caring for who may be minimally responsive, okay? And for these individuals, what I really love doing is humming, and getting real close to their ear. What they say, and a theory that I've heard from some literature, is that hearing is actually the last sense to go. And so it can be really effective. It can create a really meaningful moment to be humming a special song for this person, for the individual who may be minimally responsive. What we also know from the literature, from the research, is that music that was popular between the ages of 18 and 26 will probably be the most meaningful or the most touching or the most familiar to that person. The use of live, preferred, culturally specific music is also important when interacting with others, especially if you're just engaging in listening and not necessarily improvisation or making music, but if it's just like an active or a passive listening type of exercise that you're providing, then that's a good standard to go by, is the music from back then. So a lot of the music we use with older adults includes jazz, Broadway, country, or cowboy music from the 1930s and 40s, or even the 20s, depending on the age of the individual. So that's something you can go by if you don't already have some background information of the person. So that's one idea, and like I said, getting close enough to the ear is also helpful. Now, another thing you can engage in is gentle touch while you sing. And one thing about singing is that, just like a baby in a mother's arms, the baby is not going to be making judgments and criticisms of the mother's voice, right? The baby just loves the mother's voice no matter what. And it's the same kind of idea. So whenever you're engaging in music making or engaging in singing with a loved one or someone you're caring for, your voice is beautiful to them. It's vibrational, it's energetic, and the intention is that you are giving and you're having this exchange with them. So there's no, we've become a culture of musicians and non-musicians, artists and non-artists, dancers and non-dancers, when actually we're all musicians because we all have a heartbeat, we all walk to rhythm, and so this is a time when you can just drop all of your self-criticisms and judgments and just make music and sing or hum. So like I said, the quality of the voice isn't that important. What's important is your intention in interacting with this individual. So another thing, like I said, like I was starting to say, is you can engage in some gentle touch with your loved one or the person you're caring for while you sing. You can hold their hand. You can squeeze their hand to the beat of the song. You can also touch the side of their arm, and you can tap the beat. For instance, you can tap their arm. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine, and go through the whole song like this. And that's one way to just stimulate that person tactily as well as in the auditory way. So now if your loved one or the person you're caring for is more active and you can engage in some music making, one thing I really love to do is to get people making rhythm, clapping or playing the drum is, we're almost out of time, aren't we? Already, I was going to go, okay, I just want to go through this. This actually is called a cue chord, and you can check this out online. It's called a cue chord. This is a really fun instrument. This requires no musical experience or talent, and basically you hit and turn it up. You can use hand-over-hand assistance. You can change the song. It's tactily stimulating, and you can use, all you have to do is strum up and down like this. And I'm going to switch it to a different mode. It's really pretty. You can sing a song with this instrument. Like I said, you don't have to have any musical experience to play this instrument. And another fun way to engage with people is using egg shakers to keep the rhythm. And you can just shake these. These are fun. You can also find these online. And I think we're out of time, huh? There's another one. What I wanted to show Marty is, actually, I'll do this. This is a drum. You can find a drum online, or probably you might have one in your garage. But this is a fun rhyme I like to use, which is really age appropriate. Okay, older adults love this. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Who you gonna marry? Tom Mix. What you gonna feed him? Hot grits. Shave and haircut, 2 bits. Okay, so it's kind of like a call and response, and you say shave and a haircut, they respond with the 2 bits, and that's how it's interactive and communicating. So thank you for joining us, and I'm afraid we've run out of time. And for more information, you can go to the Caregiver Coalition's website, caregivercoalition.org, or you can check out mine too. It's rhythmforgood.com. Thanks.
Very good.